this week's show, do not adjust your television. There are cable news casting changes underway. And if you want to follow your favorite talkers, you might hit a paywall as media morph. But first, who needs media if you let Elon Musk implant something in your brain? You go first. I'm Holland Cooke in Washington. This is The Big Picture on RT America. I want to thank everyone who posted this on Twitter. Time magazine did not ask me either, but if they did, I too would have picked U.S. Capitol Police Officer Eugene Goodman as Person of the Year after he led January 6 insurrectionists away from the Senate chamber as the Vice President of the United States was fleeing the crowd chanting, "Hang Mike Pence." Instead, RT contributor Molly Barrows reports.
This week, Elon Musk is on the cover of Time as the magazine's 2021 Person of the Year. Founder and CEO of multiple companies, including SpaceX and Tesla, the world's richest man is not short on imagination, innovation, or money, worth an estimated $255 billion. According to Time, his car company Tesla controls 2/3 of the electric vehicle market and is worth $1 trillion, while his rocket company SpaceX is bigger than Boeing when it comes to space technology. And he never fails to entertain his 66.5 million followers on Twitter with information on his latest projects, from launching SpaceX rockets to finding, quote, solace on his porcelain throne. Among his many contributions, Musk is also breaking ground in neurotechnology. He co-founded Neuralink, a company that says it has already successfully implanted chips in a pig and monkeys that create a man-made link between the mind and movement. During a recent interview, Musk said his brain interface technology company hopes to start implanting its microchips in humans next year. Musk said, "We hope to have this in our first humans, which will be people that have severe spinal cord injuries." According to Neuralink's website, for now, the technology is only intended for people with spinal cord injuries, but that it can also be used to help people with a wide range of injuries and neurological disorders, and eventually have non-medical applications. Some say Musk could do more with his wealth to help people who are struggling. He recently responded to a plea from the United Nations to donate $6 billion of his dollars to help solve world hunger by tweeting, "If WFP can describe on this Twitter thread exactly how $6 billion will solve world hunger, I will sell Tesla stock right now and do it." The UN's Food Program Director replied with a summary mapping out how the money would be used, but so far Musk has not responded. Musk told Time magazine his career is, quote, Mars and cars. So what does inspire the man who inspires so many others?
I admire anyone who is making a positive contribution to humanity, whether that is in entertainment or in technology, or, I think anyone who's sort of doing things that are really useful to the rest of humanity is, I admire them greatly.
For RT, I'm Molly Barrows.
Thanks, Molly. Having found solace, Musk assures us that Neuralink is working well in monkeys, and we're actually doing just a lot of testing and just confirming that it is very safe and reliable and that the Neuralink device can be removed quickly. You ready for your implant? Let's ask filmmaker and futurist Ian Kahn and RT Boom Bust co-host and investigative journalist Ben Swan. Ian, when Rush Limbaugh lost his hearing, he got it back with cochlear implants. Is Musk's Neuralink a baby step or a giant step beyond that and other bionic devices now commonplace?
So thanks for having me, Holland. I think it's literally a giant step. Cochlear implants are something that solve the problem of the ear canal not working and the nerve, the auditory nerve not working, whereas Neuralink completely changes that. It's an implant that potentially will go directly in your brain, activate the auditory senses in your brain and the areas that are responsible for listening and hearing, and it has nothing to do with the auditory nerve. So it's a big jump ahead of what we already know and what we're already doing. And I believe this could be one of the biggest breakthroughs in solving that healthcare challenge that many people have.
Ben, when I saw your report on that recent Amazon cloud hiccup that clobbered so much online content, you made an important point that the power of Amazon's brand as a retailer doesn't mean that their cloud, essentially a commodity, is the best cloud. They're just the best known cloud. So
that's right.
Do Elon Musk's other exploits similarly overqualify him when it comes to developing a brain implant?
Well, that's a really good question. My understanding, and I'll tell you that I've actually talked to people who are developing some of this technology for Neuralink, and they've explained a lot of where this comes from. They are way ahead of the curve in terms of the technology and the mission behind it. So, one of the things you have to be very suspicious of, as I am always suspicious of, is what will be the ultimate use of a product like this? What will be the ultimate use of this technology? Because in the beginning, many times this kind of technology starts off with really a benevolent idea in mind. How are we going to help people who are suffering from neurological disorders to help their brain to function in a more normal way that doesn't attack their own body? And so that starts off in a benevolent way, but many times it can become misused in many ways. So having talked to the people who are developing a lot of this technology, my belief is that they have a benevolent view of it in the beginning, and that's what they're here to do. But again, the question becomes, when you get someone like Elon Musk on board, who is himself a visionary in many ways, he's able to provide capital to make these things a reality. Now, having said that, some of the things that Elon Musk is involved in have been incredible successes. SpaceX, and the idea of a reusable rocket, something NASA was never able to do on their own, something that, quite frankly, other private space exploration has now copied. So he's led the way in that. But at the same time, there does come a point where you become more of a brand, and therefore people assume competency as a result of your brand. I'm not sure that this is the case with this particular product, but it certainly could be the case in the future.
In a couple of weeks, I'm off to the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, and I will be admitted because I have downloaded the Health Pass app, which displays a QR code to verify my vaccination status. Expect no less at a tech event. Restaurants in New York City and elsewhere, though, already require some evidence of vaccination or test. And as this latest variant has states and cities reverting to protocols that had been relaxed, it is likely they too will require credentials more substantial than easy to counterfeit paper documents. Ian, could that exacerbate the digital divide that surfaced during the shutdown?
I think it absolutely is doing it. The digital divide since COVID started has been becoming bigger. There are many people who are now, part of this divide and are not. There's a challenge with digital inclusivity. Technology is not progressing at the same level across all domains, across all nations and people and denomination. And that's a challenge with us being a nation where everybody is not unequal. And so for that, I think we absolutely need to address this issue and make sure everybody's included. People who don't even have a cell phone are included in this. I think this is such a big problem that it needs to be taken seriously by the private sector, by the public sector, and it's just going to get worse if we don't take care of it right now.
When Elon Musk sneezes, cryptocurrency catches a cold. So I'm thrilled to be speaking with Ian Kahn, director of the documentary Blockchain City, and Ben Swan, who follows crypto on Boom Bust. Legend has it that old Joe Kennedy sold all of his stock just before the 1929 market crash because he knew something was wrong when a shoeshine boy gave him investment advice. Back to the Future, I read that all the gold in the world is about $10 trillion worth, and Bitcoin's market cap is already $1 trillion. And in a TV commercial that debuted in the World Series, Matt Damon beckons us to join in.
With 4 simple words that have been whispered by the intrepid since the time of the Romans. Fortune favors the brave.
Ooh, I want to be brave too, but I got to ask you both, and each of you take 1 minute because I got that much time. Ben, then Ian. Crypto is a roller coaster ride. What is your advice for me and all the other shoeshine guys, all the other little guys who want in on the action? Ben, then Ian.
So obviously, not here to give investment advice, but what I would say is this. If you're interested in crypto, and you should be, what you really need to be looking at are cryptos that have a utility. What is their purpose? Why are they being created? What is the value they're bringing to the world and to the marketplace? Not just some coin that people jump on board of because they can pump it up. It's called a pump and dump scheme. You don't want to be involved in those kinds of cryptos. If you want to bring value to the ecosystem, you invest in things that bring value to the world. There's a lot of cryptocurrencies and a lot of blockchain projects that are doing that every day. They are redefining technology on a whole other level. Look for those projects that have value, not simply the one that is being pushed on TikTok or someplace.
Yeah, Bitcoin strikes me as more an idea than that token that people hold up. But Ian, is this our casino mad money? This is not the mortgage money yet, is it?
No, I think we're in still early days of the entire evolution of cryptocurrencies. I think for people, you and I included, who have no clue on what's happening and on the bigger picture, it's time to put baby steps first. Get a wallet, get a crypto wallet, put $10 into a crypto, buy any coin and do that transaction just to get over the fear of the unknown of what crypto is and how it works. After that is done, go and educate yourself and others on what cryptocurrencies mean and what a crypto investor means. And there are many, many options to do that. As Ben also said, go and figure out the best investments and so on and so forth. But take baby steps first. Get a crypto wallet, put $10. Everybody has $10. Put $10 in it, and that's your first step.
And watch it bounce. Ian Kahn, thank you for stepping into the big picture. And Ben, stick around, because when we come back after the break, we're going to talk about all these cable news casting changes as the media are morphing. This is the big picture on RT America.